Hey guys, it's me, Thomas, or as most of you know me as JLA12589, and I'm here with my friend Alexander Zuckerman, who's responsible for those appliances cartoons that you guys have seen. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm going to leave a link to it down there. So, me and Alex over here just finished watching the Cabin Fever remake. We watched it on Videos on Demand. And so, what did you think, Alex? Well, let's say it. 1, 2, 3. It sucked! Sucked! Oh, man. Cannot really get over how terrible this was.
Bad acting, bad character design, subplots that went nowhere. The wrong setting, because the original was set in the fall where the forest is dead and lush. Not lush. This movie, the forest is amazing. It looks like it has the greatest gardener in the world. Like Timothy Green gardened this forest in the middle of the woods. When in the original everything was dead and decrepit, which further elongates the story and how you see it. Also, most films now are letterbox. A letterbox is where you get a little bit of black on the bottom and black on the top, and then it pretty much the pictures in the center. This, there's a whole inch and a half. So the movie, you watch it like this the entire time, and you could tell the edges were smushed out, like they filmed it full screen, but somehow try to fix it.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of people give the second movie and the third movie a lot of crap. But you know, at least the second movie and the third one were original, at least. They weren't like this complete shot-for-shot remake garbage. I mean, well, did it like just work so well for Psycho that it had to do for Cabin Fever?
Yeah. It was bad. Also, the subplots that went nowhere. Winston in this film is a woman.
Who comes off kind of as like a lesbian.
Well, in general, for no reason, like, she's a woman. Like, it doesn't play to the character's strength. There's no point. It doesn't make sense. She has a scar on her eye that is never explained but shown constantly as if they're going to lead it into something.
Yeah.
But it doesn't amount to anything. It amounts to nothing. So why even have it? It's useless. It's the shot-for-shot remake. There's some differences, but not anything that makes it very different.
Yeah,
the one huge difference is how much better the original is than this film. And I'm not one of those people that likes to stick towards remakes or crap. The remake of Dawn of the Dead is fantastic. Even Romero likes it. This is one of those remakes that just fails short terribly. When you look at the visuals, the visuals are astonishing. The girl's jaw coming off, everything looks great. In this remake, none of that. It's literally their budget was a can of tomato sauce that they threw on the actors and went, okay, Scream, that's literally this movie.
Yeah, like, you know, all the performances were like wooden. I mean, like, they showed no emotion. I mean, every single line they said looked exaggerated, like all forced. Like, you know, the director would be like, "Come on, give me some of that. Come on, come on, come on."
Just yell.
One more. Yeah, just yell. Come on.
And
a little louder.
Sometimes when they yell, it sounded like they just stubbed their toe. It didn't even sound like that they were in pain.
Yeah, I mean, the original over here, it's not even 15 years old yet, and they already remake it.
It's significantly better to the original. Like.
Yeah.
There's no reason to see the remake.
Yeah, I mean, if you've seen this movie, technically you've seen the original. I mean, and heck, this movie is called Cabin Fever because it's set in a cabin. A cabin that looks...
Not a resort.
Yeah, like the cabin in this one looks like a resort, like a family resort. So, I mean, this one actually looked like it had a real cabin.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Eli Roth, this was his first movie. His first movie, and heck...
His first only good movie.
I mean, like, you know... Yeah, because, like, you know, after he made this, he made Hostel, which, I mean, I liked, but it wasn't anything amazing. And Hostel
2 is...
Oh, terrible.
I walked out of that movie. When I worked at Blockbuster, people would return it, not within the same day, saying how bad it was. And then he dropped off the face of the earth, did nothing.
Yeah, just produced a little something here and there. Like
produced terrible movies.
Yeah, like
Last Exorcism.
I mean, Last Exorcism Part 2, come on. I mean, like...
Terrible.
You know, it's Eli Roth.
Terrible movies.
Eli Roth actually said that Last Exorcism Part 2 was, like, even better than the first movie, but...
He probably never saw the second movie. He probably just said, these idiots will see it. I'm Eli Roth, drunk with a bottle of vodka, screaming at the top of his lungs.
I mean, like, and plus Eli Roth claimed that this remake was like, one of the greatest remakes. Said he was blown away by it, but really?
Yeah, you were blown away by nothing. There's also, before we go on, we should mention the scene where in the original, this isn't a plot twist. If you haven't seen it, who cares? It's been 14 years. In the original, when it's exposed that the water is where the virus is coming from, Paul comes across the dead body, the dead hermit's body in the water, sees it. The railing breaks, he falls, and he's infected. And that scene is effective. Why? Because it deals with the element of surprise. The audience doesn't know that thing is going to break. The audience doesn't know what's going to happen next. They just know one thing, that body is infecting the water. And then in a split second, he's infected, and then the story progresses. In this, the hermit was waiting for him. Keep in mind, 2 days have passed. The hermit was waiting for him in the water, jumped out and pulled him in. Yeah, hermit was waiting in the water for 2 days. Logic was thrown out the window. You may as well say magic exists in this world, because that's no way to have any realism. The only reason it was done in there was for a jump scare. There are jump scares everywhere, and none of them are effective.
None of them,
Not one of them is effective.
Yeah, it's all the scares.
And they're all misleading jump scares. Sometimes jump scares are handled well when the thing jumping out is scary. Everything that jumped out here was just a person going, "Hi!" The music blasts and the audience is supposed to be like, there's a guy there!
Yeah. Matter of fact, just go back to that jump scare thing. I don't even think this one even had any jump scares in it.
I don't think it had any. And it was effective. It was actually a scary movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, because, it's... and it also had some very good tension, too. I mean, we all know the famous scene, where, Ryder Strong's character, Paul, he's, feeling up his, girlfriend, then, he takes his hand right out, and there's, chunks of skin, blood all over his hand. This one, there was no build-up to that scene.
He just goes for it, and then he's like, SpaghettiOs on my hand. It literally looked like they just dumped SpaghettiOs on all these people.
Yeah, some of the gore was a little bit fine, but most of it was just, SpaghettiOs just dumped all over them.
I will say this, though, if you go to Google Play, if you have any Google devices and you go to watch it, they have the wrong photo, as I showed him. They have a photo of the original Cabin Fever where the girl's face is coming off, which never happens in the new one. And I think people are going to be misled by it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, heck, there's nothing really memorable in this, in the remake. There's stuff memorable in this one over here, but...
The Pancakes Kid was Oscar-worthy in this one. The kid in this movie, because that kid looked weird. The Pancakes Kid looked weird. This is just like a regular kid. They go, all right, go crazy, kid. That was, give him sugar, let him run around.
Yeah. So, I mean, heck, Eli Roth at this point, I mean, I really liked the first Cabin Fever. The first Hostel was pretty good. Nothing special, though. Hostel 2, terrible. Green Inferno, okay, it was pretty good, but, it wasn't anything original, because it was basically...
It was done already. And the original movies are better.
Yeah. Now, Knock Knock, I didn't care for it that much, but, I'd rather watch Knock Knock than watch this Cabin Fever remake again.
Keanu Reeves was weird. You went from John Wick to Knock Knock. You went from an A to an F in one solid foul swoop.
So, I mean, at this point, maybe Eli Roth can be the next M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, pretty much. M. Night and Eli Roth should work on a movie together, and it would probably be The Room, but not funny bad, just bad. They would make The Room bad, which is an impossible task. But I believe in them, that they could actually take something funny bad and make it worse.
Yeah. So...
It's an absence of thought goes through their head.
So if you would watch this remake, I assure you, don't. Just don't.
It's not worth the money. It's not worth anything.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to watch a Cabin Fever movie, watch this one over here. I mean, heck, watch Eli Roth's Thanksgiving trailer. It's way better than this thing. Mm-hmm. And heck, these two movies over here.
Cabin Fever 3, I just want to do a side note, is my favorite. because it's actually really interesting because they mention it's no longer a virus, it's like a life form. It's aware of what it can do. So it's like a virus that's self-aware. I thought that was interesting, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting. Now let's reboot it. Let's cancel the fourth movie. And
that's what they were originally going to do. Yeah, so like, so these two movies, Cabin Fever 2, Spring Fever, Cabin Fever, Patient Zero, I mean, they weren't anything special. I mean, but you know what? I admire them because they had heart. They were original. They weren't like the same bland shot-for-shot remake.
Yeah.
So I would say, like, watch these over this remake. So if anyone, like, said to you, what would you rather watch? This Cabin Fever remake, or watch this, or watch this? Yeah. Choose either one of these. Don't watch this crap over here.
It wasn't even good enough to go into theaters.
Yep.
Also, asking, was it $7 to watch it in HD? It's like, if it's $3.99, that's probably also too much. There's no justifiable point to this. Even if it's on Netflix, don't even watch it. It's just stupid.
Yeah. So I think that's really all that me and Alex got to say about this. So I hope you guys enjoyed our first ever rant. If you guys want to see me and Alex rant on another movie, leave us a little comment down there. So I think that's all. So take care.
Bye.